I need in my life. Only you can do. Since the first time I saw you, it was love from the very first sight. And since then, your love keeps haunting me. I know you can see it, and the whole world knows it. My love for you is true and pure. I love you more than money or gold. I love you more than my own soul. Every day my love for you gets stronger, and I wanna be with you forever. I love you more than money or gold. I love you more than my own soul. Every day my love for you gets stronger, and I wanna be with you forever. Baby, you are the one for me. Your lips are so good, your touch is so good, you're beautiful, baby. I want you to know that I really care. I want you to know that I have no fear. I want you to know that my love is true, and all I really need in my life is you. If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right. This same year I gotta make you my wife, because you got the qualities of a virtuous woman. You're all I need in my life. I love you more than money or gold. I love you more than my own soul. Every day my love for you gets stronger, and I wanna be with you forever. I love you more than money or gold. I love you more than my own soul. Every day my love for you gets stronger, and I wanna be with you forever. Baby, you. This is based on a true love story. You know it's me, Quincy Anderson. Love is in the air, I swear. Yeah, love for you is true, baby. Only you will do more than money or gold. I love you more than my own soul. Every day my love for you gets stronger, and I wanna be with you forever. I love you more than money or gold. I love you more than my own soul. Every day my love for you gets stronger, and I wanna be with you forever. Baby, you. Rough cut. Yeah, no.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere, make no mistake. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade
beauty of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right.
We ain't giving up no mountains. We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. We ain't giving up no mountains. We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. We ain't giving up no mountains. We ain't giving up no tree. We ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass.
Oh yes! A lot of you gon' vex, but I tell you, sometimes you just got to listen. There's a child in every home and every community. They will grow up to be symbols of unity. They'll be colorblind to race and ethnicity. That's the vision of a leader like President Irfan Ali. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. For too long we've been fighting one another. It's race against race, but in the end the country suffer. Oh, we were born here, not in India nor Africa. But if we can't get along, the foreigners gon' eat we suffer. We must put an end to racism. Let it end now with this generation. Together we'll develop this nation. Make Guyana the gem of the Caribbean. Don't listen to them wicked politicians who will divide us to win an election. Believe it or not, Guyanese no smarter than that. Yeah, I told you, it's your boy Padmore. Unity is the key. We are all one and we should be treated as one. Our ancestors were slaves and laborers, but the life they endured made it better for us. We honor their sacrifice and the freedom they bought for we. But some descendants of slaves use that to fuel the rich. It doesn't matter what's your skin color, when we bleed blood it's red the same. Let's respect and love one another. When a brother cry we must feel the pain. We're Portuguese, African and Indian. We're Chinese mix up, we're Amerindians. We're all Guyanese. Let's end this segregation. I'm appealing to Guyanese in the diaspora. We welcome you home. We've got a lot to offer. It's not the same place that you run away from. Come see the paradise Guyana has now become. I'm talking about the one Guyana, where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana, to grow up in a land united and free, with equality and blessed with prosperity. It's a message I just want you to understand. Stop and think for a minute. Really think for a minute. If we can't fix the present, then we should work on the future. This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I... This is Quincy Anderson.
Neighbor Joe, neighbor Joe, neighbor Joe. Oh, morning, neighbor, morning, morning, neighbor, morning, morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning, morning, neighbor, morning, Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. You can keep your conniving morning. When you been a kuropong, you not been tell me morning. No, because your money done, you come with conniving morning. When you had your pocket full, you not been tell me morning. No, because your money done, you hustle for tell me morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning. Neighbor, neighbor, Joe come. Neighbor, neighbor, Joe come. Neighbor, neighbor, Joe come. This is all the money that me work for. A 2 pound a note and a gilla piece. A 2 pound a note and a gilla piece. A 2 pound a note and a gilla piece. This is all the money that me work for. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning. Oh, Joseph, pour me. Oh, Joseph, pour me. Oh, Joseph, pour me. What we could do with a gilla piece? 1 bunch green plantain, 1 string quacquari, 1 Jill black pepper. All you could do with a gilla piece. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning. When you been a kuropong, you not been tell me morning. Now because your money done, you come with conniving morning. When you had your pocket full, you not been tell me morning. Now because your money done, you hustle for tell me morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning. Morning, neighbor, morning.
Morning, 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 morning to all my Livewire neighbors. Morning to all the persons across the 10 administrative regions of Guyana. Morning to all those persons joining us across the diaspora, Guyanese, wherever you are around the world. Good morning to you, and thank you for being here with us for yet another program of Livewire. It is the 31st, the last day of May, and we're moving through the year 6 months in already. Seems like just the other day it was all years, and we started a fresh year, and we're moving through rather quickly. Morning to all the persons tuned in and ready. Really glad that you guys are up and about and you're locked in as usual. Good morning to Omar Sharif joining us from NYC, Shakila Bridgelal joining us from the East Bank, Mohammed Isaf, morning to you, Sherry Ramdai, special good morning to you, Faisal Ghani, good morning, Salome Suku, good morning to you. Deshaun Abrams, good morning, brother. Hope all is well with you. How is the baby? How is the wife? How is the family? Hope all is well. I haven't seen you in a while. Camille Lorraine, morning to you. Camille's joining us from Minnesota. Jasmine Baldio, good morning to you. Special good morning to you, Mona, joining us from Kumaka Mines, a nurse in that area. Lynette Shuraj, morning to you. Showing Siram Neil Ramlokan, Cecil Rampasad, good morning to you. Alan Khan, Alan is a funny guy. Derek Drupal, Leroy Mangal joining us from NYC, Jamila Kayum, none other than the counselor Stephanie Nelson Moore on the live with us. Claire Narain, morning to you. Claire's joining us from Toronto. David Passad, good morning to you. Dave is joining us from Toronto as well, telling us the weather is a little cool there, and it's not really summer yet over there in Toronto, but it's getting better. Aliyah Mohammed, good morning to you. Jane from St. Martin, I see you messaged me last night and then you delete the message. I had a terrible headache last night, and I went to bed early. I did. So by the time I woke up and got the message, it deleted. So send it again, and let's see what's up. Sunita Sukraj, morning to you. Princess Naku, Philip Diabru, good morning. Norman Aziz, good morning to you. Veena Ramkaran, Rahim Amarali, Pam Singh, good morning to you, and Trevor. Special good morning to Tanya Mahabir. I think she's been forecasting this weather so well that we've been able to prepare and not be caught in the rain or the sweltering heat. In any case, whether it's raining or the sun shining, walk with umbrella, people. The sun is normal out here, right? So morning to Tanya Mahabir and all the other persons down there at the Hydromet office. Pick up yourself. Nadi, Nadi, morning to you. Dunarain Chandrat, morning to you, joining us from Albany, New York. Data Nandalal, morning to you. Rajendra Singh, morning to you. Henry Jagdeo. Joe Nabi joining us from Canada. Jasoda Budram. Deal Henry, morning to you. Naren Singh, good morning to you. Can you imagine Trump and Bork in the same cell? Y'all is trouble. Jamel Zamir, morning to you, joining us from NYC. Rajendra Mahes, morning to you. A lot of people from New York on the live this morning. Anhil, morning to you. Mazu Inshan, Taras Brian, Soma Bipath, Balram Bagwan Singh, morning to you. Richard Stanislas, Shirley Singh, Shakila Khan, Carla Daniels joining us from Maracaibo region number 5. Asif Hamad, Dionanan Suku, joining us from Brampton, Canada. What else we got here? Prem Prashad, Maureen Razio, Chitra Sukraj, good morning. Leslie Mongal, morning, coming to us from Tampa, Florida. Good morning to you, brother. Lester Marshall, big up yourself, brother. I hope all is well with you. Special good morning to Marisha Sami, Shakira Alexi, Krista Kurpasad, Corinne Declue. Morning, everybody. Krishna Deodat, morning to you. Tracy Martindale, we can't forget you. Shout out to Uncle Ronald. He's a regular feature on this live in the morning, man. We're glad we capture you. Or if you're just supporting because it's family. I like it. Thank you so much for being here and increasing the numbers. Eunice Raghubir, morning to you, joining us from Canada. Violet Passad, Sarah Mosley, good morning. People, you're making joke. I was telling somebody that I am hoping to be with child or to produce one before the end of the year. But you see things like this. You see things like this here. Oh my goodness. You know, them babies when they just born, they want to sleep. I seen a lot of new people here. What's this? I ain't even calling this name. What kind of name is that? What's that? Nah. Okay. What? Magdalene Henry, morning to you, joining us from on the East Bank. Yeah, joining us from on the East Bank. Renetta Small, morning to you. Who else? Joan Passad, Ramin Harilal. Okay. All right. Everybody. Sally Jones, everybody. Lily Prashad, everybody. Morning. Let's get started. Just let me turn this phone down because the person still messaging on WhatsApp. Just give me a second. One of the producers messaged. Just let me make sure it's not anything for today's episode. Oh gosh, I gotta find that to show y'all. Something there with Simona Brooms. But my phone has some issues. So I'm using a one of the ones that I had here, and I didn't log into all the social media platforms on this new one because I'm gonna I'm gonna be fixing that one there soon. Anyway, let's get into it this morning. So as you guys know, yesterday Vice President Bart Jagdeo had his press conference and he touched on a plethora of issues. But before I jump into that, I noticed this program. Well, not this program. Mark Benchcap had a program last night, and it was kind of funny how they only played a certain section. What's going on? Played a certain section of they only played a certain section of Kadaki's video, right? They only they only play a certain section of Kadaki's video. And they were trying to make a contrast with what Kadaki allowed to be broadcast on his platform and the behavior of the Guyanese critic. Now, mind you, over here, I've often said sometimes I wish I had the freedom of the Guyanese critic, because sometimes indeed I do want to cuss up. I want to cuss up with some of the stuff that I hear. But at the end of the day, cussing up on social media on a live is not illegal, right? It is not illegal. So I don't understand the contrast that was trying to be made here between what the caller said on Kadaki's program and the Guyanese critic and how he operates on his program, right? I've said it here before. I don't care how people feel about the opposition leader. I don't like the opposition leader. He does not like me. But I wouldn't sit here and have somebody call in. Let's say if we shall call a day. I'll use a regular caller. It's about time you reach. About time. But yeah, let's say Vishal calls in and says something of that nature, right? They should kill the opposition leader or something, or anybody in the opposition, members of parliament. I wouldn't condone that. Firstly, I'd probably stop him in his tracks to say, well, no, well, you can't say that here. Even if that's how you feel it, you can't say that here. You understand? Morning to Quincy Gibson and all the other people there up in the Timeri, Suicide area there. You understand? So you have to have some kind of standards. Now, you're talking about the Guyanese critic and the profanity that he may use on his program. Well, not me, that he uses on his program. But who is addressing, okay, something very simple. The minibuses that operate on these routes, up to yesterday, as one passing, and you're hearing the music, the profanity-laced music. So when you're going to talk about the Guyanese critic and how he operates on a live program, we got more important issues to deal with. You understand? It's only because teachers are on strike. Somebody tell me critic just see stop cussing on the program. I don't know. Let's go watch critic after. But we got to be focused, people. Right? We cannot condone this type of behavior. One thing that Mal Benchcop raised that I agreed with, there was a young man of Indo-Guyanese descent. I can't remember what was the reasoning behind it. And it shouldn't have any reasoning to justify it. But he was calling for Indo-Guyanese to kill Afro-Guyanese. And I'm saying the police should investigate that as well, especially since it was broadcast on social media. You understand? But trying to like wish away or yeah, thank you, Blacker. I don't know who is Blacker, but thank you. I got your WhatsApp message. Right? We can't condone this type of a behavior. Even the stuff that Agunse said at that rally. What is so hard about bringing Afro and Indo-Guyanese together? I am saying to persons that Afro-Guyanese have issues that they need to get dealt with. Indo-Guyanese have issues. All the races, Amerindians, Chinese, Portuguese, all the races that make up this melting pot called Guyana have issues that they'd like to get dealt with. Right? And despite the efforts of the government, there will be a few people who might feel things aren't going as smoothly as they want it to go. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, despite how disgruntled you are, there are laws and we have to follow them. Right? So if anybody plan on calling on this program with those kinds of thoughts that are expressed on Kadaki's program, y'all try. Don't bring that worries here. I don't want. I can hang up on you. I will not allow you to finish those statements. Right? Good. So we can move on. Let Kadaki deal with his stress. And as the people on the program there said last night, I am hoping that he is able to defend himself. I was reliably informed that the police did not initially charge Kadaki or arrest him when this thing had first happened because of, hold on a second, champ. So because of the fact that they were doing an extensive investigation. So the fact that the police are saying that, okay, now we're ready to move, I'm thinking they may have a strong case. Morning, Vishal. What's up?
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Trying with it, brother. Hold a second. Sally Jones, send me that link in Facebook Messenger, please. Go ahead, Vishal.
In response to the current empathy with Mr. Donkey, right?
Uh-huh.
And the explanation that Mr. I can't call him Mark Benchcap. Right?
Don't call it Dr. Too bad and put me no problem, but
yeah,
good.
I will call it Mark Beno. Right? Because his mental faculty seems to be very confusing, man.
Mark ain't good, bro.
Because if you're using the pieces that he used to do a comparative analysis between the two, the sentiment that is expressed on critics program with the sentiment that was expressed by the caller on Kadaki's program, I think that is very disingenuous to do that.
Yeah.
I don't see any comparison there. On critics program, that is critics' charisma.
Yeah.
In how he presents his morning talk show, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Compare that to a caller that made a threat to the elected official of a nation.
Right.
Really? I've never heard anybody calling Mr. Critics program threatening Mr. Hadi, threatening Mr. Norton, threatening Miss Amanda, threatening Miss Paran, or even threatening Mr. Phillips.
Right.
Right? So there's no comparison, and these persons accredit themselves, right, or title themselves, I should say, these accolades in academia. They say they have degree, and they got diploma, and they got this, and they got that. What kind of degree they know? What are they talking about, man? Latitude and longitude? What are they talking about? They say every 20 miles, when you drive the shore and you look up to the ocean, where you're seeing the optical illusion and the sky touching the ocean, there's 20 miles from where you're standing.
Right.
So that's supposed to be a degree. Right? So I want to know if the degree that these people have or they possess is the degree they're talking about, a degree in distance or degree as in qualification. Because it's kind of confusing here. Because when you listen to these people's arguments, when you listen to the response, when you listen to the opinion, it is far from the subject.
Yeah.
It has no content. It has no substance. You understand?
Right.
There is no residue of logic. So I'm asking this question. Mr. Sharma Salomon said he has degrees. So I'm asking, if a man that has degrees, living in a sovereign state of Guyana, and during the border empathy, he said that the bungee will stop up to Linden. What kind of degree the man got for?
I didn't hear that.
During the border empathy,
No, no, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear that from him. So I'm not too aware of this statement.
No, I'm saying he claimed
Uh-huh.
that he said that when the Venezuela are ready to invade, the boundary will stop up the linear.
So he okay with it then? That he alluding to like he's okay with it?
This man is a university graduate. I have never attended university other than enjoying a few women from the university, which I have as well. Right? My brother, I don't know how these people mental faculty function, nobody. I listened to the congressman when he went to mock up. Right? What Nima Flugbest did not say that her husband was given a substantial amount of money to complete this play field there, in which he did not complete.
I said that, but I didn't go to the meeting. I should have go to the meeting, you know.
Another thing, they should have told the congressman that they knew the land was ancestral land, but they were busy filling their pockets while in government, and they forgot the true mandate, the true reason why they were there.
Right.
Or why they were elected there. And you know what? They didn't see it fit, or they didn't saw the relevance of giving those people proper documentation for those plots of land, so that any future government comes with a mental agenda, then the people would have been on the rightful ground to negotiate a better compensation package. Those are enshrined in the laws of this country. So how are you telling me that these people aren't? Okay, they're speaking about Africa and he's being discriminated. It's 35 persons who are there or living on those lands. 28 persons accepted the government offer. So how come the 28 persons didn't turn up at Moko when the congressman were there to voice their concerns?
No, the rest, that equates to everybody else or everybody. 28 accept, and who ain't still means everybody.
How 7 could speak to 28 people, to 35 persons? How 7 could do that? You live in a land that has no document. You have no rightful claim to that. That oral record. You know that the Bible was translated by oral tradition? Okay. Well, you don't just have oral record that the land are ancestral land. Okay, let's say that is factual. Where are the documentation to substantiate that claim? They ain't got no title, they ain't got no transport, they ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
They ain't got even a paper showing when these people used to work for the slave master here, the slave master left the land for them.
Right.
Yeah? How they got records of all of them things? How they got records of BK, the land, the GIDB, Guyana Rice Development Board. You remember Kingston that they want for the soul BK for $5,000 US. When the land value $20 million US, why they didn't disclose to the congressman as well? And BK just pay $100 million Guyana, which is $500,000 US. And you get all the documents surrendered to based by the finance minister was all before the court.
Yeah.
There's more claim of corruption than the pumped up charges they brought against Irfan Ali. Irfan Ali, one of the charges, let me explain to you now. The land that movie town right now, there's a plot of land here that National Hardware bought.
Right.
You know what they bought the land for? They bought the land for $3 million under the PNC government.
Yeah, I remember that story.
And the land was for $274 million. Way beyond the market value, and the money was deposited into the treasury. The series of privatization that happened under the PNC, the Lord Roosevelt deal, the GT&T. They sold GT&T for how much US? 2 million US or 20 million US?
I can't remember the amount, but I know that we didn't get all the money.
The bauxite company, the PNC were about to close down the bauxite operation in Linden. when the PPPC came into office in 1993, the PPPC were able to find an investor to invest in that facility of the, right? The call center. I used to clear for the call center because the guy that used to run that call center is a guy named Graydon Walker from North Carolina.
Mm.
You remember his custom brokerage I used to do, right?
Yes, brother.
Good. One of his staff, the girl from St. Kitts and Nevis, there, Chemo Harvard. She was the managing here. I used to clear all the computers and all them things for the call center.
Okay.
They closed down the call center, replaced it with what?
And then be using the call center.
1 year, the PPP government sent 200 or something million to London, and they sent back the money before the 2015 election because they want the money. Depriving the people of Linden much needed assistance. How these people could represent black people, buddy? In one way or form.
Yeah. Thanks for coming through, Vishal.
Another thing for about still very short. The congressman, I commend his visit. However, African Americans are still victims of discrimination in the U.S.
Yep.
Okay? I will leave it there. Enjoy it.
So we basically saying is that the congressman got a little work to do at home before he dance a yard for you, dance abroad, congressman. That's all Vishal trying to say. Dance a yard for you, dance abroad. Anyway, we ain't got time with that. We're moving on. Good points there from Vishal. So as I said earlier in the program yesterday, the vice president had his press conference and he touched on a plethora of issues around the country. Now, first of all, he did note the recent heavy rainfall that has caused significant hardships across the country. He highlighted that government is taking all the necessary steps to address the issues and provide relief to those affected. Several ministers have been deployed to the most impacted areas, and one of those areas you would know is in Linden Region 10 and also in Region 9. There was a photo. Let me see if I could pull it up for you if I still have it here. There's a photo and some video of a truck actually oh. Okay. I know it's who sent the flyers to me. I'm sorry. The number not stored, and that's what the WhatsApp showed up the number as. My bad. No disrespect meant. Yeah, so there was some serious flooding there, and in the Region 9 area, and one of the valves trucks, they got washed overboard, right? And where is it? I'll find it a little later on in the program and show you guys, but it's a serious situation, and the Prime Minister along with the CDC and as I just said, various ministers, they would have been deployed to various regions to offer assistance and to remedy some of the issues that are affecting those persons in those areas, right? Now, the vice president also spoke to the proactive measures. Preparations were made in anticipation of the heavy rainfall following the prolonged drought that we were experiencing here in Guyana, right? And despite these preparations, some areas, particularly Rupununi, as I just said, experienced more rainfall than usual, exceeding the capacity to manage the situation. So despite the preparations that were made, the amount of rainfall would have caused overtopping in certain areas. Some roads were washed away and that kind of thing. But again, the government is on top of it, and they are putting systems in place to have everything return to some semblance of normalcy, right? Now, the vice president went on to talk about the press conference being held at the party level to counteract distortions in the media about the People's Progressive Party and the People's Progressive Party's government. That's the party that is in government right now. And it's necessary when you have entities like Kaichur News or some other media houses out there that would tend to distort or to recalibrate what was said, right? Now, the vice president made it clear that the PPP aims to communicate its ideals, achievements, and government programs directly to the public. Because despite what we may want to say, we might have some disingenuous people out there. Like some of the people in Maka, not all, some, that couldn't be honest enough to speak of all the assistance that they would have gotten under this administration that they didn't receive before. And again, for the persons who want to argue this is the government's job, could you say why the government was not doing its job under the last administration? So Burnham Boulevard that was built, the assistance to the squatters, the renovation of the facilities in the school, the community roads that were built out, the drainage and irrigation works in Mocha, the assistance to farmers outside of drainage and irrigation works in Mocha. You understand? You have some disingenuous people who will not represent what is truly happening. Now, the VP went on to state the media, particularly Kaichur News, has been distorting the PPP's message and government's actions, especially regarding the oil and gas sector. And his press conference aims to provide a counter-narrative to these distortions more commonly perpetuated by the Kaichur News. And we all know here, and I've shown you here, the amount of retractions for this year alone that the Kaichur News had to print. And what they do, they hide it in a small corner in the paper so you can't see. That's why I take photos and I post them on social media so persons can see. So even the reporter, you can imagine, and that's the thing. I'm like, when I first joined the media, that was around Carrie Festa. When was Carrie Festa in Guyana? 2008? Yeah, I think so. I can't remember. I think it was 2008 Carrie Festa was in Guyana. When I joined, when I first joined the media, the kind of reporters that were there, you had to be on the ball. You couldn't be slipping up. So I would never, first of all, anytime I was going to write a story about Sue, right? Write a story about Sue. If I thought I went to an event and I saw Sue, I took a picture. Oh gosh, I ain't gonna Google the whole photo of Sue and make sure it was Sue. So from when I joined to now, things have changed dramatically. Look, I saw somebody post, anyway, I ain't in trouble. I ain't gonna touch on that. But they gotta do some groundwork. These Kaichur News reporters, especially that guy that goes to the press conference and asks all those retarded questions over and over again. Can't stand him. Can't stand him. Mediocrity at its best. Mediocrity at its best. And if you notice, Critic work at Kaichur News, he left. I work at Kaichur News, I left. Abina Ratcliffe work at Kaichur News, she left. What's this girl? Kiana Wilberg work at Kaichur News, they left. You understand? Who else? Who else I can remember? A guy named Suraj Narain, proper writer, work at Kaichur News, left. I tell y'all on this program already, Kaichur News, the days at Kaichur News were some of the worst days in journalism for me. You hear me? Glenn Lal is a very opinionated guy. And if your stories don't fall along that opinion, it's trouble for you in there. Freddie Kissoon being there, he left. This guy who run back, Adam Harris. Adam Harris was there, left, and go back. But the guy does give a lot of gifts. Glenn Lal gives a lot of gifts. So it may be that he got a really nice gift, and that's why Uncle Adam went back to Kaichur News. But that's how Glenn does sing. Kimal, thank you. Ruet. Look, People calling names that me even remember. Kimal. Yeah, well, I know I work with Suraj Chitra. I work with Suraj. You understand? Kimal King left. Michaela, I can't, not Michaela De Santos. Michaela Prince left. Gildari left. So you're trying to tell me that something wrong with Kaiju News? All these prominent somebody asks if I don't got Stockholm syndrome. Look, y'all stop this nonsense in the comments before y'all put me in trouble. Good. But look at it. And look at those names that I've called. Right? Guyanese critic, prominent in the media right now. Abina Rockcliffe. She has her own media house right now. Kiana Wilborg, CEO for something. Right? All accomplished people. I about. Me do nothing big and fancy, but I still about. But all accomplished people and all competent in the field. Why would they leave? Y'all remember a time Glenn Lal had an interview with the vice president, Kemal King, and oh gosh, not Bino, the other one. Oh gosh, not a Bino. Kemal King and I just called this girl name, but Kemal and the other young lady was hosting. And just by the behavior and the operation of Glenn Lal, the girl cry and run off the program. And that wasn't no jokey reporter. There's a seasoned reporter that's in the game for years. You can imagine that this man frustrates you to the point you break down on a live program and run. Kiana Wilberg, thank you, Pam. Break down on a live program and run off because of Glenn Lal and ignorance. You understand me? That is the kind of environment you have at Kaiju News. Once you are not willing to go with Glenn Lal's narrative or however he feels on a topic, you goose cook. So even when I went there first, I came from where was I before? MTV, I think I was. I used to be MTV's anchor for their evening news and produce some of their programming there. But going over to Kaiju News, you remember MTV is not this, conflict and problematic kind of news agency. They just, provide you a little news and, hold a car now. So when I went over there, I was writing these soft stories, but Glenn one thing that lashing people pot. So we want me to fabricate stuff that's not there? Fabricate things that not there? Anyway, trouble. Now, the vice president took some time to speak about the achievements in the oil and gas sector and highlighted the PPP's pivotal role in establishing and developing the same oil and gas industry here. Now, some significant reforms and achievements under the PPP government include the Natural Resources Fund Act for greater transparency, the Petroleum Activities Act, replacing the outdated 1986 Act. And that is what I'm showing you. If people like the PNC, AFC, Glenn Lal, and all these people are interested in these kinds of things, why couldn't they do it during that time? Why is it that you can get people like Aubrey Norton now coming to say what they're going to do if they get the next chance? That is how some women end up dead. Sad to say, in abusive relationships. Giving people a next chance. If you get licks once, you can get it again. You will get it again. So Guyanese, you need to be smart. This here was an act that was replaced. It was outdated since 1986. So 2015 to 2020, they didn't notice it. Now, moving on, the new production sharing agreement with improved terms, 10% royalty, 65% cost recovery cap, 10% corporate tax. Y'all remember the asinine contract that gosh, it's going on with me this morning. Raphael Trackman signed. Y'all remember the foolishness that Raphael Trackman signed Guyana onto? then go and write a book to talk about oil contract, and then coming to tell government he willing to work with them to renegotiate. Boy, you better get from here. You better get from here. Local content laws benefiting over 1,500 Guyanese companies. Over 1,500 Guyanese companies. And that's in the oil and gas sector. You're talking about new companies in construction and supply and all these other things. Guyana was heavily stagnated during 2015 to 2020. Nothing with sense going on. People spending money for buy chairs, setting them kind of thing instead of developing the country. Raise your salary by 50%. Frig the public servants, get them any pittance. And now these same worries run into this administration to tell them to fix problems from 2017 go forward. You better go and find Granger in Friendship. You better go to Friendship and find Granger. That is what y'all need to do. Because if you couldn't reason with Granger, you couldn't reason with Pagwali. Who was the Minister of Labor? They didn't have a Minister of Labor. They had the Department of Labor. So you couldn't reason with Pagwali. You couldn't visit Granger, Coretta McDonald, or Mark Light. Now you have an administration that is meeting with you and putting systems in place to make teachers' lives better. You are on the road. You better stop. Y'all better stop. Right? Publications of audits, environmental permits, and regulatory license. Upcoming environmental spill legislation to ensure liability for oil spills. All these things that I've listed here under the PPP. Under the PPP. So you're telling me nobody in the APNU camp with all the degrees and all the knowledge and all the this, Mark Benchcraft, Brickford Bork, all of them couldn't come up with any of these, any one of these here to start it with the Guyanese people? Now, APNU's tenure was marked with a lack of transparency and poor management in the oil and gas sector. The PPP government has corrected many of these issues and modernized the sector's regulatory framework. And that is general knowledge out there. You Google, you can find it. Right? Now, aside from the oil and gas sector, the Vice President lamented on the other achievements in various sectors, or what we could say the traditional, not traditional sectors, but other sectors, housing, infrastructure, healthcare, that kind of thing. So development of 40,000 house lots by the end of this year. They distribute quite a few of that already. Right? 40,000 in 4 years. Don't let me count next year. Against under 8,000 in 5 years. Mind you, no new housing schemes that were developed under the Donald Ramutar administration. You understand? That they distributed house lots in. No new housing scheme, not in Linden that votes for them, not in Bartica, not in New Amsterdam, not in Lethem. No new housing schemes under them. You understand? Healthcare plans for 12 new hospitals across the country, with 7 to 8 expected to be completed by next year, 2025. Right? Invest in infrastructure, over 100 kilometers of 4-lane roads under construction, and a new bridge to enhance business opportunities. So that bridge that is being constructed over the Demerara, that will bridge Region 3 and Region 4, will ease some of the congestion because people don't have to land the containers in Georgetown anymore. You could do it on the west side, which is, it would be easier for some people who are operating on this side. It will open up jobs on this side. So a lot of the plans that you see from the government, it got various tiers, right? Easing traffic congestion, creating employment, creating economic activity in the areas. You understand? So when people open up ports on this side of the river in Region 3, right? They have to employ persons, drivers, crane operator, rouseabout, and those kind of things that you needed at a port. That same port, you got like 3 or 4 vendors who can come out there to sell egg ball and food and them kind of thing. Them 3 or 4 persons shopping at the markets here in Region 3. Those persons who selling the thing in Region 3 buying from the wholesalers, it's a trickle down. It trickles down to everybody. But you don't get that kind of forward looking and planning from the opposition. The creation, and this is very important, and I see it y'all again. Remember, Granger said it clearly. Granger said it clearly. It's not the government's job to provide work for anybody. Right? It's not the government's job to provide work for anybody. This administration, since coming into office, has created 60,000 jobs. 60,000 jobs. And the amount of work that is created, the government now has to address labor shortages in the private sector. Y'all realize anybody right now saying they can't find work, you want to work. Right? They don't want to work. Even if you're saying you finish high school, you're not qualified, there are a plethora of programs, government programs, completely free to some of them programs paying you a stipend to come and learn. BIT is one of them. Paying you to come and learn, to go back and get paid. Think about it, right? But that don't seem to be enough to encourage some people. That does not seem to be enough to encourage some people. So imagine all these ports, all these trucks you see on the road, they're teaching you to drive and operate these cranes and forklift and front-end loader. You know how much money them excavator operators is get paid? I think it's what, between $10,000 to $15,000 an hour. An hour? You realize what's going on? That's the kind of money these people get in. So if you are saying that you can't find work and things ain't happening for you, something is wrong with you. That's the best I could say. Something is wrong with you. Indeed, something is wrong with you. There's no reason any Guyanese right now, you walk down regions, you don't want sales girl, all them security services hiring, because with all of these foreign companies are here, all them hiring security. All the Chinese stores, the supermarkets, the hardware stores hiring security. The locals now still hiring security. So the locals at the market, the Chinese come, they start hire. Now the oil and gas sector bringing a whole new set of companies, whether it be local or international. They got hire more security. So everybody benefits in some way, shape, or form. And again, as I say, the initiatives of the government is not a one tier or a one-off benefit. It trickles down to several levels, and several persons at different levels benefit. Right? Let's jump over to the agriculture and the mining sector. The removal of punitive taxes leading to the resurgence in these sectors. Tributous tax. Tributous tax was one of the things that was messing with the miners. And that's to show you how these persons on the other side didn't have the interest of the traditional sectors at heart. What investment was made during the COVID time for agriculture? What investment was made during COVID time for the healthcare in this country? You buy a hospital from somebody alleged to be sympathetic to that party. God use alleged. I ain't trying to get sued. Jesus. Sympathetic to that party. Claim all these big renovation, and when you go in there, not even an oxygen tank and a mask of people with any respiratory issues due to COVID. Y'all in shame. The VP also spoke about the restoration of confidence in the private sector through the adjustment of tax measures and supportive policies. So unlike the last administration, this administration understands the role of the private sector. The fact that they employ people so that those people could feed their families, because government can't employ everybody. There's a finite amount of persons that government can employ. And in some of these government agencies, then people's dead till they're retired. They're dead. They're dead. So upward mobility sometimes takes a while. So when people in government work, they dead unless they do, and even when some of them do some really bad things, it is very hard to knock off a public servant. I don't know if people know, but when you're a public servant, you can't get knocked off like that. You could do the world, but the public service rules allow for a lot of leeway and warning and letter and all kind of thing. You don't get knocked off like that. So a lot of these people in public service are doing stupidness. Mostly they can get transferred someplace so they're not able to do the same nonsense that they used to be doing. But public service is hard. It's hard to get rid of some of them. It's hard to get rid of some of them. And I need get rid of kill nobody, but just move them out of the system so that sense could prevail, right? So the VP went on to talk about government initiatives and the beneficiaries, right? The government is working to benefit miners, farmers, homeowners. And I spoke to some of these earlier. In relation to homeowners, 40,000 households will be distributed by the end of next year. Farmers, distribution of fertilizer to assist during the high import cost times. Diversification of crops, diversification of livestock, introduction of new types of farming techniques and methods. NARI has been constantly going into communities, showing persons the right way to, no, that's the animals, husbandry. Can't remember what it is, but the proper way to graft fruit trees and how to deal with disease and things like that. Programs to improve children welfare, right? Programs to improve children's welfare, such as reinstating the $10,000 grant and increasing it. So right now, up to this year, persons got $40,000. $40,000. The last administration couldn't pay $10,000. They couldn't pay $10,000 to the future of this country. One of the future presidents of this country was getting that $10,000, and they thought that that person wasn't good enough. The future prime minister of this country would have been benefiting. You understand? But they didn't think it was good enough for them to benefit. So they took it away. That is the idea that they had for the future of the country. Right? That is the love they have for the future generations of this country. Don't worry with no grant. They didn't care that the teachers were going into their pockets to spend money to buy teaching aids or things to make teaching aids and teaching material. They didn't care about that. Right? They didn't care that certain teachers were approaching retirement and were not able to benefit from the duty-free. So they made provisions that those teachers can benefit from the duty-free concession and not those who Coretta McDonald feels should get it alone. Or her. I'm pretty sure she got a duty-free for that Lexus. I hope she paid the duty. I'm hoping you didn't take one of those duty-frees to that Lexus, Coretta. I think Coretta passed me yesterday in the Lexus. Somebody watched me and was in cruise mode, one hand on the wheel, and give me a watch this red smirk. But you understand where I'm coming from? Y'all understand where I'm coming from? People like them didn't do anything to help these teachers. Now you got teachers in the road in the hot sun. I hope none of them get stroke. I hope none of them get stroke. The return of the $1.7 billion to joint services workers. You remember the PNC. Now these people, my Livewire family, these people are the ones that we will ask anytime Maduro gets stupid. Those are the ones we will ask to be the forest defenders of us, even before the US reach. Although they're right there, even before the US reach, those are the first people we can ask to go on the front line and defend us. And the APNU AFC took away their Christmas bonus. Took away their Christmas. Took away their Christmas bonus, claiming it's a bribe. Now these people will put their life on the line for Guyanese. And that is not enough. They felt the administration is bribing them. Right? Let's talk about another initiative. Vouchers for cervical cancer testing for all women over 21. Free cervical cancer testing. You'll get the voucher. You go and get the test free for all women. That's discriminating against who? Afro-Guyanese women, Indo-Guyanese women, Amerindian women. They couldn't put something in their budget or whenever they had the time. Have we seen any initiative like this? Not to mention the money for persons who are doing dialysis as well. Eye tests and glasses for all school children, whether public or private. Mind you, the cash grant, which is at 40,000, which I spoke about, for all school children once they registered once they're on the register, public and private. So they had no disparity like what the GTU is trying to create between public servants. Everybody benefited. Everybody benefited. So nobody feeling bad. Doubling the pension for senior citizens. Right now it's at 75%. It's almost at 100. Next year budget, 100% pension increase. But idiots like Darren Wade can't see that. So he looked at the amount that is added on that year, and not from when this administration took over, where pension was, the amount it was, to where it is now. That's how stupid Darren Wade is. I tell you, that guy has really embarrassed me. Every time I see he's want to beat you up. No, take it back. Stop it. Stop. No. Well, every time I see Darren Wade, I don't want to do Darren Wade anything, right? I don't want to do Darren Wade nothing. I just think he's stupid. That is it, right? Peace and love to you, Darren Wade. Nobody tried to do Darren Wade anything. Allow him to live. He's a Guyanese. Peace and love. Peace and love. Jesus. Whew. But he lose a case to me. He lose a case to me. He lost a case to me. And I was telling a friend the other day, I stand up in the courtroom and I was like, it's best I to represent myself. It's best I to represent myself. Who is this? Who is this boy? And here, anyway, thank God, anyway, we move on. Y'all see the video? Darren threw himself on a carry the old suit. Look, and if anybody got a video, send it to me, please. Please send me the video. I think he was with Rizal Ford outside some health center, and he threw himself on a car. Hey, look. Send me the video, please. I want to share to the viewer. Sally, if you got a video, please send it. Now let's look at educational support. 50,000 Guyanese currently studying through various scholarship programs. Gold, grow, win, bit. Gold, grow, win, bit. Remember I was telling y'all. Anybody who say they can't find work and they can't operate themselves, they don't want to do anything. All four of these programs, absolutely free. Absolutely free. The gold program giving you degree, doctorate, masters, things that you would have paid thousands of US dollars to achieve on your own. The administration is now absorbing that cost and making sure that the workforce in Guyana is educated and can move this country forward. The future generations. We didn't have that. Loans for university students will be written off. Free university education starting next year. No, Aubrey Norton, them trying to tell you all that they can do this after they increase UG fees by 35%. when they were in power. Is this administration had to lower it again? Right? Now, the VP also took some time to critique the opposition. Now, APN used lack of job creation and development, particularly in Borbis and Region 6. Do you remember they shut down the factories? And because, and mind you, let's be realistic, there are regions that would support a political party more than another. It is what it is. So Region 6 and Region 5 most likely vote in the direction of the PVP. Region 10, well, certain parts of Region 6 and Region 5. So like New Amsterdam, the township there, that's PNC. But Region 10, Georgetown, Bartica, those places are traditionally opposition areas. Why weren't they job creation in Georgetown? Why they didn't have job creation in Bartica, Linden? Y'all heard we shall talk about the call center that they closed down. This administration, the Irfan Ali-led administration, reopened it, or facilitated heavily in the reopening of the facility. Right? The poor handling of the sugar industry, leading to the loss of thousands of jobs, including the CSOs. Well, they in part of the sugar industry, but you know what I mean. They lose their jobs too. AP had used instability to plan and execute significant projects. Y'all remember German Figueroa, lawless individual. At least I think in his representation of Sally Jones got all these videos. Look, I'm gonna play the same for y'all just now. Darren Wade, this guy is crazy. This guy is crazy. This guy is crazy. This guy is crazy. But as I was saying, you remember German Figueroa, this administration under the president and Minister Ramson Jr., they're building the synthetic track at Bayrock and the football facility there. Mr. President, we want this and we expect this and we want that. And German, where were you with George Norton? Where were you when Pagwali was at Culture Youth and Sport? What are you doing? What are you doing, Jermaine? I don't understand it. What are you doing? What are you trying to accomplish? You didn't know that the ground had to be built? In 5 years, you couldn't handle the brother? Anyway, I'm running out of time here. First of all, before I go, let me share with you, there will be a public meeting on the 3rd of June. Thank you to Miss... Right, so there's going to be a public meeting on the 3rd of June at the Architron Conference Center. Guys, go out there and attend. These are the times for you to raise your issues starting at 10 a.m. These are the times for you to raise your issues. Whatever problem affecting you, come out and raise your issue and see how best you could get it dealt with. You understand? The government can only fix problems that they know about. So you sitting in your community complaining about it and not actually addressing it or making it recognized it can be addressed, you know, it's not going to benefit in you. That's like y'all complaining to, not y'all, because y'all that here got better sense. That's like persons going and complaining to Melly Mel. Like what Melly Mel could do for you in Guyana, what she could do, what kind of change she could affect, what? Right? So this is some place for you to be. Monday the 3rd of June 2024, 10 a.m. at the Chung Conference Center. There will be a public meeting there, and the Vice President, Dr. Barry Jagjo, will be in attendance. Also, the Honorable Charles Ramson, Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, will be having Region 4 community outreaches at the Success Community Ground, 4:45 p.m. The Mon Repose Pasture Community Center Ground, 5:15, and the Luziknan Community Center ground. So that's on the East Coast. So people on the East Coast, in relation to youth, culture, sport, development, and that kind of thing, this is where you need to be, and this is happening today, the 31st of May, 2024, on the East Coast, right? Minister Charles Ramson will be there, and these are the locations: Success Community Center ground, Monrepo Pasture Community Center ground, Luziknan Community Center ground, right? And again, the third, make sure you guys check this out and you know, be a part of that. Before I go though, I gotta run this video. To show you how retarded this guy is. Thank you, Sally Jones. Oh my God, this guy is a retard. Oh boy. Darren. Y'all watch this here. Watch this. Ooh. No.
Exactly, you are not a medical person.
This is a lawyer.
Exactly, you are not a medical person.
You understand? And I think this was in relation to some prisoner or something. They were moving from some health center or something. Look at Darren. He sounds like David and Darren. This is kind of, yes, this is Karen behavior. Darren is the Guyanese Karen. This is the Guyanese Karen. Our very own Darren Wade. Look at him. And listen, this is Darren Wade, one good suit, you know. This is Darren Wade, one good suit. Somebody on this program the other day said that this is the next Attorney General of Guyana. Well, sir, I am very, very, very worried about what Guyana will be with this mook as an Attorney General. I am challenging anybody who know anybody who went to UG around his time. You ask him about Darren Wade. The first word out the mouth, mook. Mook. Oh my God. Anyway, guys, I headed out to here. It's Friday. Y'all have a great weekend. Be safe on the roadways. Watch out for those persons who may not be looking out for you. And what's happening this weekend? Me I know, but we can talk about it Monday. Y'all continue to be good Guyanese. And as I usually say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one Guyana.
Yo, nobody not selling out. We talking facts. Facts we dealing with. Nobody not selling out. We talking facts. I been to Guyana, man. I have to go back. The way out the country looking, man, they left me shocked. Who's ever in charge? Them put we on the map. The men them look healthy. The girls them look hot. I went to a meeting. I don't know if chicken curry. Them Guyanese eating, man. The government working. 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 This one's for them haters. For them haters who attacking Guyana. Guyana, show them your little finger. Little finger, show them your little finger. Little finger, show them the little finger. Little finger, show them the little finger. Little finger, show them the little finger. Little finger, show them.